Well, good day to everyone joining us and welcome to today's X-Talks webinar. Today's talk is entitled Enabling Your Minimally Invasive Orthopedic Procedure with High Strength, Colorful, and Sustainable UHMWPE Fiber Materials. My name is Ryan Muse and I'll be your X-Talks host for today. Today's webinar will run for approximately 60 minutes, and this presentation includes a Q&A session with our speaker. Now, the webinar is designed to be interactive, and webinars work best when you get involved. So please feel free to submit your questions and your comments for our speaker throughout the presentation using the questions chat box, and we'll try to attend to your questions during the Q&A session. This chat box is located in the control panel, which is on the right-hand side of your screen. And if you require any assistance along the way, you can contact me at any time by sending a message using the same chat panel. I'd also like to welcome our attendees viewing this presentation from our LinkedIn Live event, and I encourage you to submit your questions as well via the comments tab. At this time, know that all participants are in listen-only mode, and please note that the event will be recorded and made available for streaming to those who registered on xtalks.com. At this point, I'd like to thank dsm-firmenich, who developed the content for this presentation. dsm-firmenich brings together a global leader in health, nutrition, and bioscience with the world's largest privately owned fragrance and taste company. Meet dsm-firmenich, an innovation partner in all things nutrition, health, and beauty. I'd now like to introduce our speaker for today's event. Mark Hazzard is the manager for product marketing and technical services for polyethylene technology at Biomedical, a division of dsm-firmenich. He received his master's in aerospace engineering, followed by a PhD on composite materials with UHMWPE fibers from the University of Bristol, UK. But now, without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and hand the presentation over to our speaker. Mark Hazzard, you may begin when you're ready.
Thanks, Ryan, for the introduction. And yes, I would like to kick off today's talk titled Enable Your Minimally Invasive Orthopedic Procedure with High Strength, Colorful, and Sustainable Ultra-High Molecular Weight Polyethylene Fiber Materials. With Ulteeva Purity Fiber, which is the brand name of our ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene fiber, it's been enabling minimally invasive procedures since 2004. Ulteeva Purity Fiber, formerly known as Dyneema Purity, was originally commercially launched in 2004. However, work actually started earlier, around 2000, to translate industrial knowledge from the production of ultra-high molecular weight PE fiber to produce a pure medical grade material that patients can trust. So at dsm-firmenich, that's because we see the difference between product and possibility. That's why we work together from spark to solution with our customers to help bring meaningful innovations to life. And really, minimizing the orthopedic treatment burden has been improved over the years via the trend of minimally invasive procedures growing substantially, particularly arthroscopic procedures have played a role in that. Advances in materials like Ulteeva Purity combined with improved surgical techniques have really enabled this paradigm shift. And really that's because Ulteeva Purity fiber, which is roughly 15 times the strength of steel on a weight basis, is really made for low profile sutures, currently offering the widest range of colors and sizes available on the market today. With Ulteeva Purity fiber, it has an innovative legacy, and Ulteeva Purity fiber remains the gold standard in minimally invasive orthopedic procedures today. What does it provide you? So throughout its history, it's really empowered market change with a lot of firsts. So it was the first medical grade ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene fiber used in shoulder arthroscopy, but also knee ligament fixation, and also the first ever colored ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene fiber used in clinical use. What typical advantages does the fiber give you versus other fiber types? Typically, you can reduce the size, so you can use its strength to reduce the size versus other fibers like polyester. You can improve load-bearing performance relative to other materials as well. And it's also very cut and abrasion resistant, leading to things like less fraying at anchor eyelets as well. Its typical uses are high strength sutures, in orthopedics, such as in all suture anchor development, knotless and knotted suture constructs, and suture tapes, leading to less tissue cut through due to an increased surface area of those tapes relative to a round suture. So with Ulteeva Purity fiber, it has decades of clinical excellence. Really starting around 2004, as I mentioned, we released the first ever medical grade white ultra high magnetic rate polyethylene fiber. And since then, we've continued to expand. So straight after that, we continued to expand the amount of sizes of white fiber to allow for different sizes of suture constructs. We released the first ever medical grade ultra high molecular weight blue fiber, also the first ever medical grade ultra high molecular weight polyethylene radio opaque fiber, followed by which we actually released very fine fibers, more towards the vascular market, but not necessarily limited to. And for feeling, those fibers are smaller in diameter than a human hair. Following that, we also released black fiber, and we've continued to expand our offering on range of colors and sizes to try and meet the needs of our customers globally today. Most recently, not a new product, but we have rebranded from Ulteeva Purity to Ulteeva Purity following the divestment of the industrial business, and the medical grade remains with dsm-firmenich. And that brings us to today. And today we can showcase some of our latest innovations, which are our expansion of blue fiber offering, which has different sizes of medical grade fiber for optimized treatment and improved patient outcomes. We'll also talk about the first ever medical grade ultra high molecular weight polyethylene green fiber that you can use to identify parts of your procedure with the latest colors. And last but not least, our sustainability certification. So you can ensure your products meet high environmental standards for a more sustainable solution. But first, looking at our new sizes of blue fiber, on the left, you can see the image. Each suture is made with 16 strands via braiding. And you can see different sizes of threads make different sizes of suture in the end. We see that there is increasing demand for specialty options where under or oversizing a suture is no longer an option. So the chart to the right shows essentially the diameter of a suture that can be made with our three new offerings of 80 DTEX, 145 DTEX, and 235 DTEX. And it shows diameter on the vertical and the USP size of suture on the horizontal. And within the USP bounds, there's also a spread of diameter. So actually, you can have a few different sizes now within the same USP by utilizing our new fiber options. The most common size in orthopedics is USP 2, which is typically 16 ends of our 110 DTEX fibers. Our new sizes offer additional variety, such as the 16 times 80 that you can still see fits a USP 2 option, but is smaller in diameter. This graph does not mean that all sutures need to be these sizes, so you can customize the number of ends. You can have sutures which are coreless, or you can have cores within them. You can also have flat tapes and flat round tapes now, but really the fiber sizes allow for more flexibility from our customers, particularly with regards to tapes, which often actually can be quite large in width. Where larger sizes are of benefit for those, such as the blue 235 DTEX, now providing a color option within that range. So here shows a table of our current offerings. We release a new family of blue fiber, BL, and really the only difference within our portfolio to others is the denier per filament. So all of our yarns are produced with a multi-filament fiber, and the filaments are then of different sizes. So our new BL grade has a denier per filament of 2, which is equivalent to our SGX white, but also our black, BK, and now our green offering as well. What does this mean? It means that like our new family is there to complement our VG family. And what we observe is that the filament size of a denier per filament of around 2 is preferred for streamlined processing and alignment of across our portfolio. So it allows our fibers to be easily interchanged between blue, black, green, and white with identical filament sizes in those families. All of these products are available today to elevate your solutions. With Ulteeva Purity fibers, you also gain a high quality solution with a low number of defects. So in these microscope images on the left-hand side, you can see a 16-strand braid with Ulteeva Purity fiber on the left, and you can see one typically produced from the competition. So we have a low number of defects, which actually enables robustness in handling and processing, high yields in textile manufacturing, and also cost-efficient textile production as well. Specifically relating to blue, we believe in no compromise on performance, so we maintain our dedicated medical production, the safe use of cobalt, chromium, aluminium oxide for coloring, ultra-high grade polyethylene sutures based on FDA regulation. We provide a pure product with no surface finish that means no adverse effects on biocompatibility. And we provide a yarn with filament size that meets the ASTM F2848 standard, which is the standard for medical grade ultra high molecular weight polyethylene yarns. And all of this really relates to our mindset that for patients, excellence isn't optional. So we do our utmost to ensure Ulteeva Purity fiber is crafted to ensure performance every time. And with that, I'll just hand to Ryan for a short poll question.
Yes, thank you so much for this very insightful presentation so far. At this time, we'd just like to pause and take a moment, get a little bit of audience interaction. We've got a poll question appearing on screen, and those of you watching via GoToWebinar, you can participate by selecting on any of the answers that you see in front of you and then clicking submit. The question that we'd love to hear about from you is, what application area are you most interested in using Ulteeva Purity fiber? Your answer options are shoulder, knee, extremities, trauma, or other. We appreciate you taking the time to consider an answer and participate. And again, we'd love to hear from you and your thoughts on this. And in a moment, I'll hand it back to our speaker to continue the presentation. But for now, we'd just like to hear from you about what application area are you most interested in using Ulteeva Purity fiber. All right, so it looks like we have most answers in. So thank you very much, everyone, for your participation. Let's look at the results for this and how things break down. It looks like we have most people selecting for other and then everyone else selecting for knee. So very interesting results. I'll now hand it back to our speaker.
Thank you, Ryan. So I would continue on to the next topic. Well, I'll introduce the Ulteeva Purity green fiber, the first ever ultra high molecular weight polyethylene medical grade green fiber available today. So for some background, actually dsm-firmenich is the original filer for color additive petitions with the FDA. With the intent on improving medical procedures and enabling minimally invasive procedures, with original filers for the black and now green additives and ultra high molecular weight polyethylene sutures. We're currently awaiting the color additive petition approval on green. Our expectation is that we hear back from the FDA in July 2025, but we're able to sample today for prototyping, and we're able to supply customers with their own 510Ks for the green product as well. What does the green allow for? It allows for nearly endless combinations of accurate procedure management, combining all of our colors interchangeably across the Ulteeva Purity family of products. The green is biocompatibility tested with FDA master files with extensive ISO 10993 test data to support your regulatory approval. So it's a different color, it's a new color, but it's the same performance, reliability, and quality that patients expect from Ulteeva Purity. It has high strength and technical performance, dedicated medical production, a low number of defects, a pure product with no surface finish additives, and a new green family with a filament size equivalent to our natural white SGX fiber, but also our black fiber and also our new blue family for easily interchanging one color for another. So some things that you can think of to do with the new green fiber. It's very visual and very bright within difficult to see environments such as arthroscopy, which enables differentiation of suture threads. You can track and visualize those sutures in orthopedic procedures such as rotator cuff repair with high contrast colors. And the patterning really enables relative motion tracking as well. Last but not least, you can also use the different colors to identify or simplify surgical procedures or identify workflow. So green means go is the obvious one, but how you use it in your portfolio might be different. Last but not least, I'd just like to highlight that we still have an exclusive offering of medical grade ultra high molecular weight PE black fiber. So we're the only supplier of medical grade black fiber on the market. And you can still ease your regulatory burden with the safe color additive of this black. So DNC black number 4 is with FDA regulation, provides for safe use of that color additive for coloring ultra high molecular weight polyethylene sutures. Again, it's easily combinable with our other colors, our other fiber families, our white, our green, our blue families, and the black provides unmatched color contrast and differentiation relative to others. So just zooming out to have a look at all of the fibers and sizes and colors that we currently offer. So the widest range of medical grade ultra high molecular weight polyethylene fibers that are available today. Our sizes range from 440 dtex down to 10 dtex, 10 dtex being smaller than a human hair in diameter. And you can see that we have white, blue, black, and radiopaque options that are commercially available. Green here is listed as a future innovation until we receive the color additive petition, but it is available for sampling today, and it is available for supply for those with a 510K. You can also think about using the colors to elevate your brand by customizing your suture with your own patterning, your own colors, with the world's most colorful medical grade ultra high molecular weight polyethylene fibers. Now on to the third topic, which is sustainability and really ensuring your products provide a more sustainable solution. Ulteeva Purity is now certified by the ISCC as bio-based, and we'll dive into a little bit more details of what that really means. So actually, Ulteeva Purity fiber has been bio-based for some time. It's just now that the certification has been implemented by the International Sustainability Carbon Certification, that the product is now bio-based. We have implemented mass balancing to provide traceability of the raw material source and where the raw materials come from. But what does bio-based really actually mean? So bio-based means that the product is derived from a renewable biological source, in this case, a byproduct of the timber and paper industry. And what is mass balancing? So actually, fossil and bio-based feedstock are blended to form a hydrocarbon mix, and the bio-based portion is assigned to certain products in the supply chain. And what can customers expect? Customers will receive certificates alongside shipments of Ulteeva Purity fiber by July 2025 at no additional expense with the ISCC certification. So how does bio-based really work in practice? just to take a look at this chain, when we look at the lower part first, we have a traditional fossil route. So you have fossil feedstock, which is from organic matter from an underground reservoir. I think we're all familiar with the oil rig platform image there. From that, then you have a mix of different fossil sources, which actually is fossil oil. From that, then you have conversion at an oil refinery into fossil naphtha. And with that, I'll jump to the bio-based route. So here you have wood pulp, which is a byproduct of the timber and paper industry, which is via flash pyrolysis transformed to a renewable oil based on that wood pulp. It's then biorefined to produce renewable naphtha, which is then mixed with the fossil stream to have a certain amount, which is then bio-attributed through bookkeeping or mass balancing. From that naphtha, there is a cracking process, which then produces multiple products. One product is ethylene, which is the product that we're most interested, because then we polymerize it to ultra high molecular weight polyethylene, and then finally turn it into your products, which is Ulteeva Purity fiber, really for orthopedic sutures, but not necessarily just limited to that. It's also for our ultra high molecular weight polyethylene powder as well, which can be used for hip and knee arthroplasty bearing surfaces. And at this point, I'd just like to point out that there is a white paper on this topic with more details, and it's also available in the chat as a handout as well. So what does this mean for our customers? In the end, we're able to supply an ultra high molecular weight polyethylene fiber with up to 70% lower carbon footprint than the competition. So with Ulteeva Purity, you gain a fiber which is already engineered for a cleaner future. And so to summarize today, with Ulteeva Purity fiber, you have the same commitment delivered, which is always there. It's a high strength and technical, it has high strength and great technical performance, dedicated medical production. It's ASTM F2848 compliant, which is the standard for medical grade ultra high molecular weight polyethylene yarns. It is a product with no surface finish additives, which reduces risk of biocompatibility issues, and it has excellent processability in terms of textile production or braiding, which translates directly into improved yields in manufacturing. Really, all of this combines to enable minimally invasive surgery, and specifically looking at our latest offering, where we have an expansion of our blue offering with preferred filament sizes for streamlined processing, but also those sizes to serve the specialty suture market, where there really is a desire to implant the perfect size, the perfect fit suture, not too much where it's not required. We also showcase the new green family, Ulteeva Purity GR, with filament size equivalent to our natural SGX white, but also our black fiber as well as our the BL family, which means that those fibers are easily interchangeable from one another to make the pattern of braid of your choice. Last but not least, we're ISC certified for bio-based, so that will provide our customers with up to about a 70% reduction in equivalent carbon footprint versus our competition. And we still have an exclusive black offering of fiber, delivering unmatched contrast in minimally invasive procedures such as arthroscopy. And with that, I'd like to invite you to ask questions and contact us to discover how we can bring your idea to life. And visit dsm-firmenich.com/biomedical and request your sample today. We'd be happy to support you.
Well, thank you so much for this very insightful presentation. I would like to invite our audience to keep sending their questions or comments for the Q&A portion of the webinar. If you're attending via GoToWebinar, please use the questions window. And for those watching on LinkedIn Live events, feel free to post your questions in the comments section. Now, I've already received some questions from the audience, so we'll get ourselves started with those. The very first question that I have for you here is someone wants to know, what are the advantages of UHWMPE fiber versus other fiber materials?
This is a good question. UHMWPE, the typical advantage is its strength. So it's around 3 to 5 times stronger than polyester, which is basically the next strongest non-degradable fiber that's available on the market. So that enables minimally invasive procedures. So you can use that strength to make your suture smaller and have the same force at break. Or you can use it to just have additional safety factor or do things that you weren't possibly able, that are not possible with polyester, for example.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Next question here is wondering if you could explain the benefits of your color additives versus others.
So I always like to think of the analogy that when if you're washing your clothes with a kind of cheap dye, then it comes out. So I think with our fibers, you have all color additives which are safe for use, determined by basically the FDA color additive requirements, and those are all for use within ultra high molecular weight polyethylene sutures. And that's extremely important because you don't want that what you see with cheap clothes on the market when you do a wash with them. Yeah, the color needs to be maintained, no leaching, and is safe for use within the body.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Now, another question, wondering, can you explain why you introduce a new family of blue fiber rather than expand the current blue VG family?
Yeah, thanks, Ryan, for that question. So the new blue family, the key difference to the VG family is actually just a slightly larger filament size. So actually with our smaller filament options, we do tend to have slightly higher performance in terms of like tenacity modulus. But what we also see is that the larger filament size is very robust in terms of processing. As our colors, so black, green, BL family and white, now all have the slightly larger filament size at 2 denier per filament, which also means they're very interchangeable between one another and will process very similarly as well. So that should ease switching colors in and out from a suture production perspective.
Perfect. Thank you so much for those answers, but we have reached the end of our time here today. If we couldn't attend to your questions, know that the team at dsm-firmenich will follow up with you, or if you have some follow-up questions, you can visit the website that is up on the screen. I want to thank everyone for participating in today's webinar. You will be receiving a follow-up email from X-Talks with access to the recorded archive for this event. I want to direct your attention towards the handouts module, where you'll find additional documentation related to today's presentation to download for some further reading. I'd also like to let you know there's a link in the chat box where you can view the recording of today's event. And you can also share this with your colleagues so that they may register for the recording here as well. For those watching on LinkedIn Live events, we encourage you to visit xtalks.com to register for this event and then gain access to features such as viewing that recording and more. Now, please join me once more in thanking our speaker for his wonderful time here today. We hope that you found the webinar informative. Have a great day, everyone, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.